Hi, you guys. It has been almost 3 years since I posted a YouTube video. So this monthly favorites, I mean, I feel like long overdue would be underestimating just a tad. But I'm so excited to go into my monthly favorites with you guys and talk to you about the products that I have been loving during the month of September. All of the products, including everything that I'm wearing, will be linked down in the description bar. So if you have any questions on how to purchase those yourself, just follow the links down there. Oh, and I also used everything that I'm talking about today on my face. So I'll kind of splice those in throughout the video so that you can see exactly how I use them, and that's it. I don't need to blab anymore because I just need to get started talking about the products. If you want to see what my monthly favorites were for the month of September, just keep watching. Since I am going in the order of application, I want to talk about the eyeshadows that I've been loving lately. I am obsessed with these. I guess they're technically an eyeshadow, but I have been using them as an eye primer or a base for all of my shadow looks. And they are the NYX Lid Lingerie Matte. So this orangey shade is So Not Sorry, and this darker red shade is called A-Line. These are the ones that I have gravitated towards, but they have a ton of colors in the line that are all matte. I really like using a matte shadow or primer to make sure that I can add glitters on top of it, but that they stay all day. I've just really been loving these, and oftentimes I will find myself just using this guy on the lid with some bronzer through the crease, just for an everyday, really simple look. I'm just obsessed not only with the colors and the color payoff, but I love that they apply with a wand, so I can just slap them on the eye from the doe foot applicator and then blend in with a brush or even just with my finger if I'm in a rush. And I also I just love the way that they feel on the eyes and that they keep the rest of my eyeshadows on for the entire day, and I have no issues with creasing. Hallelujah! The eyeshadow palette that I have been loving this month, I don't talk about it so much because I feel like it's over talked about in the Instagram beauty community, but it's what I have on my lids right now, and it is the Carroty Professional palette in Smoke. Now, this palette has both shimmer and matte shades. The shades that I used today on my eyes were ABC, Poof, and PDA. How's that for you? So I stacked this NYX Lid Lingerie and then put this really beautiful like coral shade through the crease, deepened it up with the color Poof, and then went in with the color PDA to give me more of like a sunset look. I really love that this doesn't look as bright on the eye as it looks in the pan. I know these colors can be really intimidating, especially a color like this nice bright yellow one, but on the eye, they look stunning. I don't find that there's a ton of kickback with these. There isn't like not a ton of fallout. I don't find that I have to like swipe my eyes a ton after I use these shadows, and the color payoff is amazing on these shadows. I have yet to use the shimmer shades, so I can't really speak to those, but for $21, this palette has been my absolute best friend. I love that it has a really dark brown color and also has a nice matte black. I just love living in like this warm little community right here. So I'm having a hard time like branching out from that, but I just got this on Amazon and it was so cheap. I just had to share it with you guys because I've been wearing it constantly. Next up, concealer. I have heard about this concealer all over YouTube, all over the internet. Everyone's saying how it's so amazing, and I resisted for a while. I was like, there's no way that it's worth $30 to get in a tiny little pan. It's the only concealer I have pulled for the past month. I reached for my previous concealers and I just keep going back to this one. This is the NARS, they call it the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. It comes in a little pot like this, which you can use your finger to apply it. I am obsessed with using the Real Techniques setting brush, and all I have to do is pat in once with the brush and then pat it and blend it under my eye from my nostril up to the corner of my eye. This brush blends out this product specifically beautifully. I find that this concealer doesn't crease on me. It looks hydrating but not matte. Some people have found that it looks really matte on them. If you're having that problem, you probably need to use a little bit more skincare. I have really dry skin and really dry under eyes, and I don't find that it looks super dry under my skin. It might be because of this primer, just saying. But I do find if it does crease throughout the day, all I'll do is take my ring finger and kind of pat under the eye, and I don't have to pat it ever again. If I'll look in the mirror and see, oh goodness, it is creasing just ever so slightly, I can blend it out that way, and then I don't have a problem with it for the rest of the day. The other reason I really love this concealer is that I use a lot of hydrating concealers that in turn affect the wear of my mascara, and I end up with mascara under my eyes. With this concealer, I never have that problem. I can ensure that when I look in the mirror, it's gonna look the same as when I applied it in the morning, you know, later in the day. You know when you have that problem, like you look in the mirror after you applied your makeup, it's like 2 p.m. and you're like, I look worked. None of my makeup did the right thing that it was supposed to do. I never have that problem with this. I am obsessed. You are probably going to be able to guess what contour shade I'm gonna show you. And I know this is so expensive. And I'm not usually an advocate of like really high-end makeup. Like bronzer is just not one of those things that I'm like, yeah girl, you invest in that for sure. But this one, I would say everyone needs it in their lives. It's going to probably last me a couple decades. It's got a lot of product. This is the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. I don't know why they can't just make it sound less fancy. So this is a cream bronzer. So I use the Real Techniques contour brush. This only comes in a set, but if you are interested in the set, I've linked it down below. And I just pat it in here and then really work it into the hollows of my cheeks. The reason I really love this is that it's a universal shade. It's not too warm, it's not too cool, but it blends out beautifully. I found that I was using it with one specific brush, but I have found that I can use it with a million different brushes and it always looks flawless. I love using this for every day. It looks so beautiful and natural on the skin. It doesn't look too powdery or chalky. It's really, really easy to blend out. I just cannot put it down when I've done my friend's makeup for certain things, events and photo shoots. This is what I use first, and then I'll go in with another bronzer to give a little more like chiseled effect. But I love how this adds dimension to the face without looking like crazy or too contoury, if you know what I mean. Today, after I contoured, I went in with the Too Faced Pink Leopard Blushing Bronzer, and I've been gravitating more towards like an actual bronzer that has a little bit of shimmer, has a little bit of pink undertones, so that I don't have to go in with a separate blush, but I get a really like beautiful flush to my cheeks. And this has done just that. It has the slightest amount of shimmer so that when it sits on the skin, it actually looks like skin. It doesn't look like a powder sitting on the face. Because it has these like bronzy undertones, a neutral skin undertone, and a pink undertone, I find that I don't need to add another blush. This isn't as great for contouring, but I love sticking it on top of the Chanel bronzer after I really like chiseled out the cheeks, to put kind of over the cheeks so that I get that, I can bring life back into the face and I don't need like to choose a blush shade. This is just going to make me look like I'm blushing but more natural. Does that make sense? And then of course no video would be complete without a highlighter. I am obsessed with the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator in Diamond Dust. This is limited edition, which is why I purchased it. I'm like, okay, well, if it's only going to be available for a certain amount of time, I'm just gonna give it a try. Like, it looked like unicorn poop. So I was like, this sounds perfect. I got it and it swatches even better than I thought it would. I love it on the cheeks because it allows, like, it gives the cheek a little bit of like a pink undertone. It's really stunning on the tip of my nose. It's what I have on right now. It's just so stunning on the face. Like, I wish I could tell people how stunning it is, but I think you just need to trust me and buy it. And I also use it with my e.l.f. highlighting brush. So invest in the highlighter and not in the brush. So this is just a $2 brush that I'm obsessed with for applying highlighter. Should I go in again and just highlight myself even more? I'm just obsessed with how this looks on the skin. It's like nothing I've ever really used before. I think it's very unique in the market. And because it's limited edition, I've bought 3. Next up is my favorite lip product. I think this goes in the category of like what you would bring to a deserted island, which I also think would be a really fun video idea, but this is the Clarins Instant Light Lip Comfort Oil, and this is in the color Honey Glam. Now, I like all of the Clarins lip oils. I think they're really beautiful. They sit so stunningly on the lips, but they absorb into the lips over a period of time, so you're not like looking like super glossy. But this one has a shimmer complex in it, which I'm sure you can see from there, but on the lips, it makes the lips look more pouty, bigger. It has this, oh my gosh, I have one in my car and one in my bathroom. This is what I want to put on all the time. Not to mention, the applicator feels like a baby's butt. Did I convince you that you need one of these? Because you do. I have come a really long way with my brows over the past year. I have let them grow out. I've tried not to pluck them. I've dyed them. I've really been loving that like bushy, feathery effect. So to achieve that look, these are the 2 products that I need in my life. First is the Lancome Stylist in Transparent. This is just a clear brow gel, but it's something about this brush that has changed my brows for the better. It allows me to really get like a lift and separation through each hair in the brow so that they look really separated and feathery. And then I go in with this Moat Liner in brown black. I grabbed this off of Amazon. It is a Korean product and it is supposed to be an eyeliner. It's just a brown eyeliner, but I've used it in my brows to create really beautiful feathery hair-like strokes. So first I will swipe through the brow with this guy, just brush all of the hairs upward, and then I'll go just under, like under where I just brushed up, like right on top of the brow bone, and just in short little flicks, create hair-like strokes. And I find that I only need like 10 or 12, and then I will go in at the front of the brow and kind of get like, go wispy with that. But because it is a brush pen, it gives the effect of real hairs. I have never used anything like this before in my brows that has actually had the color payoff and had the right consistency, like actually looked like hairs on the face. But I am absolutely obsessed with this product. But really mostly it's the 2 of these together, allowing that lift and then getting the feathery hair-like strokes. Has been a dream come true for me. Okay, I told you everything that I was going to talk about or speak to was just going to be beauty products, but I had to mention this. I laugh because I used to buy this in middle school, the Victoria's Secret Amber Romance, but I just feel like now that it's fall and during the month of September, I was like, I just want to smell like florally leaves. And that is what this does. I don't need to remind you, I'm sure you all have smelled it before, but I have been loving this month. For 18 bucks to have like a nice little body spray, I've just been obsessed with this scent. Okay, that's it. Those are all the products that I've been loving this month. Again, if you have any questions or want the links to the products and anything that I'm wearing, take a look down below. If you're new here, hello, be sure that you subscribe so that you see any new videos that pop up. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and you want to see more. And remember, you're beautiful just the way you are.